multiple Pro Bowls, a Super Bowl champ, and he also played under guys like Don Shula, Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Dave Wannstedt. I love him as a guest, the former All-Pro linebacker, one of the first real outspoken dudes that I paid attention to in the NFL, Bryan Cox in the herd today. I said when I watched Bryan Cox, I was like, I don't know if I like Bryan Cox. That guy's a talker. Then I met Bryan Cox, and I was like, man, you played under so many great coaches. I actually think the reason that great coaches liked you is because they considered you a cerebral player, and not everybody is. And I was thinking about this. So Bradshaw's come out, James Harrison's come out, Big Ben's come out and criticized Tomlin, little loosey-goosey. Coaches are different. You played under Belichick and Parcells.
Right.
Not loosey-goosey. How would you have played under Tomlin? Because Belichick, you love Parcells and Belichick. They love you, and you love them.
Exactly.
How would you have played under a loosey, high-emotion coach?
I'd be fine. Here's the thing, though. You know, he's won a Super Bowl, and not many coaches have won a Super Bowl.
Right.
This day and age of players, you can't get into a situation or a place where you coach these guys hard. These millennials need a little bit of patting on the butt and pep talks, and so Tomlin does that well, and so it works for him. You don't have to do anything but be yourself.
Okay, so your thing is be yourself.
Be yourself.
Do you think if Parcells was 34 today, but Bill would be smart enough to get, because Bill was a psychology guy.
Right.
Bill would be smart enough to figure out, I can't bark at these guys all the time.
Well, he did bark at the guys all the time. And the difference is, though, in this day and age, the coaches coach the coaches to be hard on the guys, and then the head coach come behind and plays mother or father. Hey, put the arm around. Hey, let's get this right.
That's the reputation for Nick Saban, by the way.
But that's what all coaches are doing today. And you know, to talk about the millennials, I'm one of those throwback guys that think you coach them all hard. And the guys that are resilient and the guys that are tough, those are the guys that's going to play well for you under any coaching staff.
You were so with Khalil Mack. My takeaway is that there's 4 or 5 positions I'm going to pay for.
Right.
Quarterback, left tackle, pass rusher, interior, Aaron Donald level guy, maybe, you know, the elite corner, the captain of a defense. If you get these rare Ed Reed, guys that kind of are coaching the defense, they're coach on the field. So Raiders are like, no thanks. Here's what I wonder. How does it play in the room in Oakland? When he was valuable, great, a good dude, and Derek Carr's best friend. You've been in locker rooms when guys have been moved. New England's done that a couple of times. How does it play in the Raiders' locker room?
Not good that you get rid of a guy that can help you win. The second thing is, though, I think in this whole issue is John Gruden's ego. He came in and he tried to attack the big dog. And if I get this guy to straighten up, everybody else will fall in line. And so the other aspect of it is the money. The Raiders didn't have money to pay Khalil Mack. And so it was going to be at a standstill for a long time. Until October, until they get their TV money, they wouldn't have had the money to pay $140 million. And so what John Gruden did was he started the campaign of talking. We played bad with him. We can play better without him. And then all of a sudden they start talking about, let's trade him, let's get these draft picks. And Chicago bit. And so now to give him 2 first-round draft picks in Oakland and to give Khalil Mack $140 million, that is gargantuan in this day.
So you don't like what the Chicago Bears did?
I think it's going to help them, but it's not enough to tilt the field for me.
Because they're not paying Trubisky's on that rookie contract.
Right. But they don't have enough offense in my mind. Everybody's talking about what Nagy has done and how good they look in the preseason. That's preseason. Real deal starts Sunday. We'll see. I don't think they have enough offense to beat Minnesota or Green Bay in that division. And Khalil Mack in the defense has played well the last few years under Vic Fangio. So to me, I don't think they have enough to tilt the field to make them that much better a playoff contender in my mind.
So the Philadelphia Eagles, we have these 4 things. The Philadelphia Eagles win a Super Bowl. And
Right.
the NFL is a lot like music. There's a lot of one-hit wonders.
Right.
There's a lot of the Dirty Birds in Atlanta, and
Right.
then they just disappear.
Right.
I think Saxonville is going to shrink a little bit because Andrew Luck and Deshaun Watson are back now in their division. That's just my prediction. But Philadelphia wins.
Right.
Okay, they're putting up Super Bowl signs in the building. Their starting quarterback's not ready. They open with Atlanta, who they beat last year, got a little chip on their shoulder. Their offensive coordinator, the quarterback coach leave. Their coach got, a book deal. Yep.
Right.
Like, I look at Philadelphia, these are the warning signs in my life of watching the NFL that they're not going to repeat.
I don't think they repeat anyway. Green Bay Packers are the team to beat in all of football. But two things struck me. They wanted to bench Nick Foles in the preseason, or talking about how he's not playing up to par. And then secondly, when you play in front of passionate fans who haven't won anything in a long time, like the Eagles fans, they're buying dinners for all the players. They're kissing all the players. You can do no wrong in Philadelphia. You can go out there and do some of the craziest stuff, and you won't get arrested in Philadelphia right now. You start to get a sense that, oh, man, we still on this Super Bowl cloud, and you forget to go to work in the offseason.
Thank you.
To me, I think that they can struggle. Now, having said that, I think they can beat Atlanta on Thursday because Atlanta can't score on their defense. You look at the last two times they played, Atlanta scored 10 and I think 13 points. So the defense holds them down against Atlanta. But I do think that you get a little bit of sense of, I'm the most important piece. Yeah. I was the reason we won. And it'll take you 5 or 6 weeks. It's a Super Bowl hangover.
No, it's really interesting. So the Phillies had a 2-year run when they were great.
Right.
Evaporated.
Right.
Sixers had this Allen Iverson finals. Evaporated. Mm-hmm. Flyers get to the Stanley Cup final. Evaporate. I think, to your point, Philadelphia's always had a little bit of a stepbrother chip on their shoulder. Mm-hmm. New York's got the money. DC's got the power. Boston has the history, and they have the hoagie.
Right.
And I think Philadelphia, to your point, when they win or are great in professional sports in their city, they are a puff your chest town.
Yes, they
I think that's the nature of the city, and the players relish in it, and then they wake up a couple days later and go, we're not prepared for the next season.
Right. The only thing that I think can help their case is, in my opinion, the NFC East is not that strong.
You don't think so?
Giants are no good.
Now, that's a little strong.
The Giants,
no good?
No good.
Nate Solder, Odell, Saquon Barkley.
No good.
They're no good?
No good.
Why?
They might win 5 games.
Oh, come on.
You got Pat Shermer as your head coach, bro.
Yeah. You don't like Pat Shermer?
No.
Why?
He's a good man, but, I mean, look at his record. I mean, I don't see winning coming out of there. So you look at the Dallas Cowboys, overrated, in my opinion.
Fair to say.
The defense is going to play good. The addition of Chris Rashad is huge. So the defense let them down before. The issue I have is the strongest group on their team, the offensive line, they have 2 of the strongest guys missing. One is coming back this week. The other guy is the illness. I think Frederick has the illness and not due to come back for a while. Will Zeke Elliott be able to run the ball the way he has
without the guys?
Without the guys, because that was the foundation of their team. Now you take 2 of those guys out, or one guy out, and the other guy coming back off an injury.
So you think Philadelphia is the best of an average division?
Of an average division, yes. So I think they can still get the 10-6 and win a division. But to me, the Green Bay Packers, everybody's on this Rams kick. If the Rams have to go to Green Bay in the wintertime in the playoffs, Green Bay's going to dust them up. And Green Bay's defense is going to be so much more improved than they've been. Aaron Rodgers still going to score. Minnesota's going to score points. The Rams are going to score. But to me, it's Green Bay or bust.
Finally, you know New England very well. You know Belichick. I said this year, between losing a left tackle, they only have one great player in the box defensively, Dante Hightower, off an injury. Edelman out until October. It does feel like, I know it's Belichick, I know it's Brady, but it does feel like the weakest New England team in a while, no?
But does it matter? Who's going to beat them in the East?
Nobody.
You got Buffalo starting with a quarterback that, was so bad last year, and all of a sudden they resurrected him and said, this is the guy we're going to throw out there instead of putting Rosen out there. You got the New York Jets, who have played good defense, but they're starting a rookie quarterback.
And they don't have the offensive pieces.
They don't. And the Miami Dolphins are overrated. They can't get it right. So, before they wanted to be a running team, now they went out and, get Tannehill back, and now they think they can spread out and throw it. They just don't have a clue. So even if the Patriots are weaker this year than they've been in a while, they still come out, get into the playoffs, and anything can happen.
They do probably get a bye.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, and this is no knock on Alabama, but the SEC until this year has been down for a few years. Mm-hmm. And Pete Carroll, when he dominated the Pac-12 was down.
Right.
Some part of Brady's greatness has been he's had a lot of byes and a lot of home playoff games.
Yes.
I mean, they played at Foxborough a ton in his career, mostly because the three other organizations, Buffalo, New York, and Miami, have largely been poorly run.
Exactly.
It gives you home playoff games and buys to get healthy.
Exactly.
Bryan Cox. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.